area. 80 families per month come to Johnstown looking for public housing. $12,500 is the average yearly income of those moving here for public housing. JHA Chairman Arnone reported at the last Johnstown City Council meeting, and I quote these numbers directly from you, 2,268 JHA residents, 1,153 Section 8 vouchers totaling 3,421 families, and a 45% poverty in the JHA. My question to you all is, as you pass this plan, how is that not a concentration of poverty? The Johnstown Housing Authority has refused to answer if they are considering building new public housing outside of the city of Johnstown, and they need to. Other municipalities that could be affected by the Housing Authority's decisions do not have representation on the board, as the board is appointed by the Johnstown City Council. You'll notice the plan you're voting on today does not call for a reduction in Section 8. It also states there is no concentration of poverty. In emails between HUD and the JHA, city officials Mark Pasquarella and his Greater Johnstown Regional Partnership and Sue Mann, 1889 Foundation, which I received from you on a right-to-know request, they claim there is a concentration of poverty and are discussing expanding housing. Why does the public report that you are voting on today with the inspections not mirror the email reports from HUD and the Johnstown Housing Authority? This is a major discrepancy. You have to explain this. And on record, I received these emails from a right-to-know request from you. Is it because of the almost $50 million grant these people are trying to get? When people in the community look at these things like me and go, why is publicly you say one thing, privately you're saying another? Your physical needs work pages, which of course are part of your plan, show a $3.5 million going into all the buildings for maintenance, including Prospect, which has a $450,000 in repairs. There is no mention in this plan that the JHA has 4 years of failed inspections from HUD, and no part of the plan addresses corrections to be made to past inspections from the F grade you have received. 4 years. That's a huge embarrassment. The report says the goal is to repair Prospect and allow residents to move back in using the grant to accomplish this. Once again, the public report does not mirror the discussions in emails and TV news coverage Mark Pasquarella's Quality Housing Task Force has received. Which report is true, what you're voting on, or what you're saying privately behind our backs? Last month we had some issue with you claiming you were going to change your public speaking policy at the last hearing. I see you have a new form for public comment. If you changed your policy and you have a new form, when did you vote on it? I will no longer accept and tolerate the way the system has been set up, at least to this point, as it only feeds a few, and you put together a housing program that stockpiles people, puts them in a position that keeps them stuck or trapped in their own economic system without any way out, and in order to crawl out of the way, you end up realizing you have to. At this point last month, Mr. Albert shut me down, claiming I was using a profanity, which I didn't consider kiss ass a profanity. I continued. It doesn't mean you can't get out of housing, but you have to know how to bow to the corruptors and do what it takes, support their corruption in a way that they think it'll bring him or her up a little bit, because they could become a loud talk to the system. And I will not tolerate this type of continued policy the Housing Authority is doing or implementing. It was proposed to be set up to help people, to create decent housing instead of all these substandard buildings that are built because they're hiring corrupt contractors. That's something we heard from you all a few months ago. Substandard housing in Prospect, built not up to code. I don't know what else I can say to you all except for pray that you will address these issues and take action. You must reduce the number of public housing units in this county. You must reduce the number of Section 8. You must take action to stop the crime. You're not doing that. You're not doing that. And every month I know I'm the only person here. Do I have to plan a protest? Do I have to bring 50 angry people? And when are you going to change this policy so people can just show up to your door and sign up without going through a hoopla of having to pre-register? These people are living in your projects. They don't have the money. Am I out of time, Chuck?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, John.
No, you're good. That's why I asked.
Tab 1, is there anything else? Tab 1, minutes of regular session held May 23rd, 2023. A motion? Accept the minutes.
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Goodrich?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselbury?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak? Yes. Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Arnett?
Yes. Minutes of public hearing held September 14th, 2023. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Hasselbury?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak? Yes. Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Correspondence, if any?
Yeah, two significant correspondence from HUD since our last meeting. They were uploaded on tablets as they came in, but just to go over during the meeting. First was from June, our public housing assessment system score for fiscal year 2022. You see we're listed as a designated as standard performer there. It's just been the trend over the last few years. Really no change there. Breakdown was all in there in the public notice that has to be posted there. So score of 81 out of 100, standard performer. No, nothing comes with that from HUD. Just keep doing the work. The other, any questions about that? Okay. The other letter we received came September 13th about our Choice Neighborhoods Plan Grant application. We got notification that we did not receive the grant this year. There were 28 applications they received, only 14 were awarded. There is a scoring sheet that goes into that, so we can see where we scored points, where we didn't score points. Hopefully fill up our application better for next year, and we'll try again.
Which grant was that? I didn't hear what you said.
That was the Choice Neighborhoods Planning Grant.
Thank you.
The one you asked about.
That's what I thought. Thank you, Chuck.
Sure. Any other correspondence?
That's it.
Solicitor's report, sir?
Yes. This is solicitor's report for the last 3 months, given that we haven't had meetings during that time period. There's been a lot of work done at Lochner Plaza with the boiler replacement project. There was electrical construction work done, there was mechanical construction work, there was general contractor, as well as plumbing work, all done there at Lochner Plaza. We did some work on a pull string or pull cord issue at Vine Street Towers. There's a pull string in units for safety purposes. We worked on the internet project to have some internet placed in certain housing projects that may not have them. We worked on the 40 roof replacement, Nantigo and 40 roof replacement. We also worked on an assistance animal addendum to the lease agreement. So for leases, some people have assistance animals, and we had prepared an addendum to that. And right now, Dawn is, the Housing Authority is bidding all of our insurances, which is a major undertaking that Dawn and Mike and June are doing. We've reviewed items on that, and that bid package is currently out for advertisement. That's a general overview, other than eviction matters that we've worked on.
Thank you very much. Any questions for the solicitor? Not. Tab 2, resolution number 0923.
Here we go. Financial.
I'm sorry, you're right, I'm sorry. Financial, go ahead.
This is the financial report for August 31st, 2023. Page 1, revenues have exceeded expenditures by $728,500. $506,000 of that which is owed to the Johnstown Housing Authority from HUD that we have not yet received. But mainly the revenues have increased in interest, the subsidies, and overall rents, while expenditures have decreased against the budget by 1.5%. Page 3, our operating cash for Section 8 is $25,699, and that's the revenues exceeding expenses in both operations and half disbursements. On page 4, the HO pilot has net revenue over expenses of $18,755. On page 5, list all our grant statuses for the capital fund of 2020 through 2023. And for 2020, we are 83% obligated and expended. 2021, 64.5% obligated with 40.3 expended, and 2022, 49.9% obligated
all the investments been rolled over into new accounts?
Yes.
Are there any questions for the financials?
Motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call?
Mr. Slezak? Yes. Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Tab 2, resolution number 092313A, approving certain vacated tenant accounts receivable at all Johnstown Housing Authority. Motion?
Motion.
Second,
Second.
roll call?
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Resolution number 092313B, approving certain vacated tenant accounts receivable in all Johnstown Housing Authority communities. Motion?
Motion.
Second. Roll call?
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Resolution number 092313C, approve certain vacated tenant accounts receivable in all Johnstown Housing Authority communities. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Resolution number 092313D, approving certain vacated tenant accounts receivable in all Johnstown Housing Authority communities. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Operations report, sir?
Yep. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Okay, information, as of August 31st, 2023, public housing, our occupancy rate 93%. That is still affected by Prospect. In Section 8, our occupancy rate still looking real good there, 88%. Very happy that we're helping a lot more people locally than we were just a few years ago. Kudos to the Section 8 department on keeping that up. We also are having a landlord outreach meeting this week coming up, try to do some education, get landlords that may be interested in the program, learn about the program, what their responsibilities would have to be, get some information out to them. The rent delinquency rate, 25%. It's a 6% decrease from the previous month. It's been up and down a lot because of ERAP. That's still going on, so people behind on their rent, filling out the paperwork, going through the process, wait until that check gets to us. Just yesterday, we got, $13,000 in one day. So it's just been up and down with the rent since COVID. Family self-sufficiency, this is new to the report. As you know, we applied for the family self-sufficiency grant last year and were awarded the grant. We used it to hire a family self-sufficiency coordinator. I think a couple of you have met Jaden. Angela, you met her out at Cooper Scout at one of the events. Jaden Bennett's been fantastic. Just hit the ground running, all the reports, all the policies needed. She just is a go-getter. Already have 34 people registered, signed up for the family self-sufficiency program. So as their rent increases, put money in an escrow account. Once they graduate from the program, get nice little savings for them. So can't say enough about the work that she's been doing. You see on the report, we have 16 public housing residents and 18 from Section 8 so far. So just in really less than 6 months, she's making great strides in helping people become more self-sufficient. Also, along that vein, we have a new position coming on board, a resident services coordinator we're excited about. Just somebody extra that's going to be able to help residents get help that they need. Also help schedule some programming out in the communities, bring some services in, bring services to the people where they live. So this is going to be somebody that can kind of go out and do some of the more caseworker type stuff that our public housing managers have to do sometimes, and be able to connect them with local social service agencies and get them help where they need it. So they're coming on board next month or next week, and we're excited to have them part of the team here. Any questions on family self-sufficiency or the services coordinator there? Okay. Quick update on Prospect. We're waiting for final specs and drawings to be put out for advertising for sealed bids. I'm thinking, I always hate putting dates on stuff, but we should be seeing it during the month of October. That should be advertised. One of the last items going into the project is addendums of kitchens and bathrooms. You know, if we're gonna be ripping apart walls, ceilings, floors, it doesn't make sense to try to put back fixtures that may not fit anymore. And maybe more work to try to get the old stuff back in. So if it's affordable along with all the other work, be receiving significant upgrades to kitchens and bathrooms too. That would be part of the project as added addendums, you know, that can be added in if it's affordable. Any questions on Prospect there? Okay, let's go to.
That information would be let out to the people from Prospect.
Absolutely, yep, yeah. And upcoming possible government shutdown, wanted to mention that. If the government shutdown does occur, that means that we don't get anything from the federal government. We don't get any money from them. We don't have access to the HUD officials. They're not allowed in the offices to work. Now, they have been proactive just in case. We did receive 2 months of operation subsidies ahead of time. We are still waiting for a couple approvals to go through this week on just regular 2023 capital fund stuff that we're expecting to be taken care of while they're still in the office. We're healthy, where if the government does shut down, we're gonna be okay. We're in a good place. You know, some other housing authorities, smaller ones, might have to go out and get loans if they're not getting money from HUD for months at a time. But we're in a place where we feel confident that probably a couple months shut down, we'll weather through it just fine.
So that starts on October 1st if it doesn't come to agreement?
That's the expectation if it happens. They're kind of planning for that. September 30th would be HUD's last day in the office to take care of anything housing authorities need. So we've been lucky enough to have regular conversations with them. We've been meeting with them weekly since the Prospect relocation. So we've kind of been had a more direct line and active communication in some other places just because we already had that standing appointment. So they just let us know ahead of time what to expect if the shutdown should occur. Okay, let's move on back to regular operations. Eviction process for September. You see we had 12 landlord-tenant complaints filed, 7 for non-payment of rent, the other 5 for different things like threats, quiet enjoyment, failure to complete re-exam, 1 for drug activity, lockouts for the month, 3 from a non-payment of rent, and 2 for drug-related activity. Capital fund updates, new contracts that have been signed since the last meeting in May. You see on the capital fund activity tracking sheet on the next page. As the solicitor mentioned, we did sign a contract for the Faulkner Plaza boiler project. There you can see it's 4 different contractors involved between general electrical, mechanical, plumbing, and also the roof replacement at both Yannick and Portage. These were items that were already in effect or already in process before Prospect happened, so we had already told the architect, hey, we want drawings on these items. So they were already almost out for bid whenever Prospect happened. Any questions on that? That's it for operations.
Any old business? Tab 4. New business, resolution number 092314, approving and adopting an addendum to the residential dwelling lease related to assistance animals. Motion?
Motion. Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak? Yes. Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Resolution number 092315, adopting the Housing Choice Voucher Program payment standard equal to the current fair market rents for existing housing in Cambria County within the exceptions of zip codes 15904, 15905, and 15931, where small area fair market rents will be used effective January 1st, 2024. Motion, please.
Motion. Second.
Roll call.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Resolution number 092316, authorizing and approving the Johnstown Housing Authority submission of the annual 2024 annual plan. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Mr. Vidovich?
Yes.
Resolution number 091317, authorizing and approving a significant amendment to the Johnstown Housing Authority's annual plan for fiscal year 2023. Motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Mr. Village?
Yes.
Resolution number 092318, approving the 2024 Capital Fund Annual Statement and 5-year Capital Fund Budget Statement, inclusive 2024 through 2028. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Village?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Are there any questions from the board? Not a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Reed?
Yes.
Ms. Hasselreed?
Yes.
Mr. Arnone?
Yes.
Mr. Village?
Yes.
Mr. Slezak? Yes. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Okay. Some of the questions were answered for you today.
I appreciate that. So is that, so that choice, I turned my camera on, it is not, the choice grant, was that for the 50 million?
That was
You had to get, that was the first one.
the $500,000.
Okay, so with the 500,000 denied, you can't apply for
You
the.
can't get the other one.
Right, yeah, you gotta have the planning grant first, so you have a plan to put towards the implementation.
I'm glad you guys passed the plan and bring back Prospect, thank you. A lot of people are gonna be thanking you, that's very important. Very important. Hey, Tim,
Harry.
did you guys change your speaking policy?
I didn't understand that.
You have a new form?
No, we just changed the form.
I wasn't aware of the policy.
No, we just changed the form because people were signing up, they were coming for the public hearing for this.
Did I turn it off?
Yeah, they put today's date on it. We didn't-
Have a good month, guys.
Should just be able to. You should just be able to show up. That would be the most transparent, is if you could just show up and speak.
Unless something falls through that you're hired, that's the position you just expect. It's Rick Kozakowski.
He actually works here at the board of man of public housing.
I get to see.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, sir, he's out and social service coordinator position. There's a lot of family on that, or apply for that, and we're happy to have that.
And he'll have an office here.
He's probably gonna be in Oakland, with Jake, that's where she's set up, so those two will be at the same office. Yeah. Yeah.
The hell is this? Apply for housing. Johnstown Housing Authority. Touch screen to begin. That's a neat little thing. Caps lock is on. Check this shit out. Pretty cool. I guess. I don't know what it does. I guess it's kind of neat. Oh, okay, good. It's on the outside. You can actually see it. Cool. I thought that was on the inside. There's the agenda. I'm sorry I was late, a few minutes late. I had some things I had to do. You can pause that if you need to. Everything passed. So that's it. That's a new bit. All they passed these resolutions. I'm gonna wait outside here for a minute and go get my tripod and see if John wants to have a little talk or not. I'd like to get the first minute of his speech that I missed, or first 2 minutes of his speech that I missed. Tripods are stupid. They really are. They're just so stupid. There we go, not so shaky. Greater Johnstown Housing Authority. Where I am. So I hope I'm in the frame. Johnstown Housing Authority regular meeting that I was just at. I guess they are going to be improving Prospect. It sounded like they're going to be upgrading the bathrooms and the kitchens. It sounds like so. That's cool. Good to hear that. And so I'm just hanging out here for a few more minutes, seeing if anybody's gonna come out. What's going on? So, be right back.
Usually I'm on the other side of the camera giving an update. Hopefully people watching Clancher's feed. One, they did pass the 5-year plan, so Prospect now is officially in the plan to be refixed and to be reopened. So the
Good.
Prospect residents will be able to go back if they choose to.
Good.
The big victory today was they lost the $500,000 Choice Neighborhoods grant,
Good.
which most people in Johnstown want grants, but had they gotten that grant, that was a transitional grant, they could have applied for the $50 million.
Right.
And then our power brokers could have utilized it as a revenue stream. So even though we want to see progress to Johnstown, that kind of progress increases Section 8, increases subsidized public housing, creates a problem.
So let me ask you something. They were mentioning about excluded zip codes 15904, 15905, and 15931. Why do they exclude those?
I don't know.
You know, is it
I know that the board is only appointed by Johnstown City Council
okay?
and nobody else. And I'm glad you made it. You missed it. I recorded the JRA for about 20 minutes.
Oh, did
I'll
you?
be trashing them when I get home. I'll put it. So people, if you're watching Clanch's feed, my feed is online also. I'm going to go to my car and script it. Keep going.
Sounds good.
We won't talk about your situation. Your camera's off.
Yeah, no,
Turn
that's
it
fine.
off.
Yep.